Have you ever found yourself walking around a festival holding a cardboard sign that says free hugs? Would you say the 2005 Warped Tour compilation is the greatest CD you've ever heard? Do you think RAR is I Love You and Dinosaur? Then this is the show for you. I'm your host, the Wildfires Projekt, and this is Sounds of the Underground.
I'm Audra and I sing.
I'm Matthew and I play guitar.
I'm Sam and I play drums. Now that the world has kind of started to reopen again, we're able to start traveling and play shows with everybody. We're also able to travel and start writing with people again. So now that the world's opening, we're kind of able to just get back on track with where we left off right before it kind of took shape.
Yeah.
It's really weird that we're on like a schedule now, because we wrote and recorded our whole first album during COVID. So we're like, oh, we got months to do this. It doesn't matter if whatever it comes out.
I mean, our whole album got pushed back because of COVID and not being able to tour and not being able to go record. So
all the singles were just done and ready to go months ahead of time. We're like, it doesn't matter. And now we're on our second album cycle and we're like, oh my god, this is so much harder.
We gotta get used to it now.
Everything's gonna close again for us to finish the second album.
I think the direction of what our new releases kind of sounds like, especially compared to our first album. So I think that we all come from a little bit heavier sounding roots in music. We all really enjoy a little bit edgier sounding music, and now we're kind of starting to integrate that into our new sound. I think we maybe were a little bit cautious with the first record, kind of wanting to make it a little digestible, marketable, whatever, which is fine, and I think we're all really happy with it. But I think this time around we're, kind of doing more of what we are influenced by, and I think we're also now writing with people who feel kind of similarly.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to have more fun with it this time for sure. Make the songs fun to play live, make people have fun when they're like watching these shows, and I think it's definitely changed a little bit from the first album.
Yeah, like the whole writing process completely changed because, like I just said, we'd never played live before, like us three, like for this kind of band and this kind of music, and it was just like we had no like direction to take. We just like, oh yeah, we'll just do what these writers tell us to do. Oh yeah, that was a cool top line. We'll write to that. And now it's like, no, we know what kind of music we want to play live. We know how we want to play our instruments. We are just confident within ourselves to be like, hold up, what if we put this in the song instead of being like, yep, sounds good.
Yeah, I think that's making, the music for the second album like that much better too, because we're just excited about it and we have more ideas and we have more of an idea of what we want everything to sound like and like what we want to do.
The salt of your hands, like it makes any difference who I am. I'm a familiar face, some second plan. Will make me out to be more than I really am. So spit it out now. I wanted you to say it loud. Spit it out now. Spit it out now. I wanted you to say it loud. Spit it out now. Make a choice for a change. Take a breath, say my name. I'm a familiar face, I'm second plan. Don't make me out to be more than I really am. Spit it out now. I wanted you to say it loud. Spit it out now. So spit it out now. I wanted you to say it loud. Spit it out now. So spit it out now. Spit it out. So spit it out now. I wanted you to say it loud. Spit it out now. So spit it out now. I wanted you to say it loud. Spit it out now.
I'm here right now with Have Mercy. Thank you guys so much for being on the show today. So I tried finding some stuff about you beforehand, and generally the place to go is Instagram. But at this time of filming this, there's not much up there. I know you guys have the single pushed already. Was that a decision to kind of move past whatever had happened before this new release and kind of start fresh and new? Or have you just always been terrible at social media and it's been like 200 weeks since you posted something?
I'm kind of sick of social media, to be honest.
Well, we have always been pure shit at social media, but
we're like, we have to do we have to post that Pringles thing at 4, and it's like 7:30 at night.
Yeah.
Now everyone probably wants you to do TikTok too.
I'll look at it when I'm using the bathroom, but it ends when I'm there.
Basically, we had a lot of lineup changes over the last couple years, and when it came time to do this with our original lineup here, it was like, hey, let's disregard everything before this, because why does it matter? The future is now. So I wiped everything besides from a few posts, and then now I guess we're gonna rebuild. I don't know, or I'll just keep erasing everything and keep you on that to your seat.
So this is the original lineup. You obviously started with the original lineup. How did you get back to it if you had different members throughout the way?
Dude, good question. We all hated each other and then all came back.
Yeah, we all kind of just stopped talking to each other. And, just because the grind of it. In 2015, we were together for 300 days.
Yeah.
We were together for an entire year. And with anybody, a roommate, a relationship or anything, you need that personal time. And we just kind of grew apart as artists and as people and stuff like that. And then we slowly started to kind of talk to each other again, over the pandemic and even before that. Nick and I were hanging out, going to wrestling shows, and then Swindle, Nick and I had a wrestling podcast that we did for a little bit. We're always touching in with Todd, just being like, "Hey, how you doing, buddy?" That type of thing.
Him and I live in the same apartment.
Yeah, I live above this house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't watched wrestling since Stone Cold Steve Austin back in the day, and they had those ice creams.
So you mean WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're fully against it.
I'm not against it. I just don't know anything. I've never watched any of it.
It's great.
I just remember there was the ice cream from the ice cream truck that had the pictures of the wrestlers on it, and it was really good. But then there was the Spider-Man one, and the eye was down here, and the other eye was up here, and the colors all bleed.
Oh yeah, it was the worst bubble gum ever.
It's just hard and then just crumbled.
I was always a teenage Ninja Turtle guy.
I was a turtle guy.
Nice. What is the song that you guys are doing the video of?
Yeah, so Spit It Out was just this hook that I wrote, and I was like, man, this is so catchy. It's I'm not gonna sing it. I was gonna sing it, but now I'm not gonna. But then it's really just about a night out on the town and meeting somebody. And now it sounds gross now that I'm saying it.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. Hopefully next time we can actually get you in the studio. But for anyone watching, make sure you check out the new EP/LP/7-song collected works that they have. And if they do tour, go and see them at a show. Thank you guys.
Radio for pop punk, alternative, and metal fans. Get the free idobi app, idobi.com.
podcasting, you're essentially having a conversation with someone.
It's a much more casual relationship you have with an audience.
And with the Vocaster, now it's just more accessible to just start podcasting. Every single problem you have had starting a podcast, this solves it.
What about having no friends?
If you're enjoying tonight's episode of Sounds of the Underground, be sure to connect with us on social media. Also, check out our exclusive Sounds of the Underground playlist, streaming now on Spotify. You'll hear your favorite artists from the show, as well as other artists we know you'll love. And while you're there, check out my new record, Lost in Searching. Thank you so much for watching tonight's episode. Now back to the show.
Fine, feels right. We caught feelings on a lonesome drive. Sometimes we find that all I need is on the passenger side, and it's you who made me believe. Maybe marking up a calendar's an old school thing. It seems fine, it feels right. That kind of feeling that you want your whole life. Wanna be crazy, we can act like that. Or just be lazy, babe, it's not so bad. Yeah, we can paint the town and say what you're thinking. We can act like that. We can act like that. Low light, no risk. I can feel it in my fingertips. Green eyes, closed lips. You know we can't help but notice that we're falling in love. We couldn't have planned it. You caught me like a thief in the act, red-handed. Seems fine, feels right. That kind of feeling that you want your whole life. Wanna be crazy, we can act like that. Or just be lazy, babe, it's not so bad. Yeah, we can paint the town, say what you're thinking. We can act like that. We can act like that. Forget the rest, stick with me instead. There's nothing like the feeling of me and you. Yeah, we can paint the town, say what you're thinking. We can act like that. We can act like that. Yeah. I wanna know where you stand, what makes me mad. You said you're keeping me sober, you know I'll have you over and over again. So where have you been? I'm thinking that you can't save me, still you're telling me maybe it's making me crazy. Wanna be crazy, we can act like that. Or just be lazy, babe, it's not so bad. Yeah, we can paint the town and say what you're thinking. We can act like that. We can act like that. Forget the rest, stick with me instead. There's nothing like the feeling of me and you. Yeah, we can paint the town, say what you're thinking. We can act like that. We can act like that.
I am here with State Champs, the band formerly known as the Sex Pistols. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being on the show. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing awesome, man. Doing really, really well.
So I'm going to start this off right away. You guys have a new album out. It's called Kings of the New Age. I have been seeing this album everywhere. I'm used to when I walk into Target seeing Mariah Carey and Bruce Springsteen on the screen, but you guys are front and center in the media section. How does it feel being a pop punk band, being in a major outlet like that, and they're actually promoting you?
Feels great. Feels good to be on top, you know, and it's a really good.
Might be like your Kings.
Yes.
Yeah, no. It's cool to see, you know, we get texts from our family or pictures sent like, oh, I saw you guys at Target again, or you guys are, you know, there's no more CDs left on the shelf. So we're like, tell the people to restock it.
So then tell us a little bit about this album and the direction you decided to go on it. Was there an influence over the past few years and everything going on? Or did you kind of stick to what your core is and just keep rolling with that?
I mean, it's definitely like a reflection over the last like few years, like through pandemic and right before it when we were like nonstop touring into getting through the pandemic and things that have happened with us personally. But ultimately, sonically, I think it kind of goes back to our roots a little bit. We kind of like looked into what got us here in the first place, what grew this community and our fan base up to this point now, 10 years into being a band. So we kind of thought back to, yeah, let's not think too much about it and do what we're good at, which is like on the nose, like high energy pop punk and stuff that we want to listen to ourselves.
Yeah.
So that was the idea going into it in the first place.
We were also super cognizant of the fact that the pandemic was like extremely challenging for a lot of people mentally, and a lot of like sad bedroom pop came out of it, which is cool, but we felt as though people could have used like a breath of fresh air and something a little more positive.
Yeah, that makes sense. So this question is going mostly towards Ryan. So we were actually on the road together years ago on this thing called Extreme Tour. You're trying to get a better look at who I am.
Thought that was you.
Yep. So I remember from that tour, you guys were huge Pokemon nerds and you were always playing and you got tattoos together. Is that still something you're super into?
Yeah, I mean, definitely Pokemon is always going to be some part of my life, I guess. I don't play the card game competitively anymore. I'm not like I'm not even really playing Pokemon Go. I'm just a fan now. I'm a very casual Pokemon fan now. Yeah.
So what other fandoms are you guys into? Clearly I'm with Marvel and horror and all that, and I have a Pokemon card. But what are you guys kind of checking out? What were you doing over the pandemic to kind of keep your sanity?
Some of us are sports guys, and we dove into a lot of video games when we were in the pandemic as well. We did some streaming on Twitch and stuff and grew our fan base and kept them kind of like active through the pandemic. So, but I'm a big hockey nerd myself.
Nice. What team?
The Dallas Stars, even though I'm wearing a Colorado Avalanche shirt. Don't worry about it.
All right.
You're a Magic fan.
Yeah, I love Magic: The Gathering. I've actually played a decent amount over the pandemic with my family and like my brothers and stuff when we could. And so I do love that quite a bit. That and motocross.
That's my Magic card right there. I used to play Magic competitively.
Okay, I was never that good. I'm definitely a casual player, but I respect it.
When they came out with like that Godzilla version of everything over the pandemic, that was pretty cool. But yeah, that was my game that I spent way too much money on.
Oh yeah, you can spend a ton. In my opinion, it's the best game ever created. So
I'm with you on that one. We got one more guy, unless you hate everything.
Well, you're pretty close for sure. I'm definitely a bit of a hater at times, but we're working on it.
You like stuff.
I like stuff. I like to play video games, of course. Who doesn't? But I actually spent a lot of time like building other skills because pandemic for me it kind of showed me how fast this can all go away.
Oh yeah.
So I started teaching myself how to code so I can like build web pages and stuff. It's nothing too crazy, but I can like do stuff like that now.
So you're a crypto guy?
No, not at all.
All right.
I think it's a cool theory, but I mean,
it's interesting.
On USD value, it's not gonna make anything
Isn't
decentralized
crypto not
ever.
cool anymore?
It's just crashing.
It's in a crash right now. Yeah. So you guys were just on Sad Summer. What do you guys have coming up? Maybe the end of this year or 2023. If you can't mention it, don't, but I'm sure people want to know where they can see you next and what else is going on.
Well, we're not going to stop touring. We're always on the road. So check the dates, check your city. And we haven't been able to do a new album, Kings of the New Age headline tour yet. So that's what's going to be next for us. And we'll see you guys all over the US. And if we haven't come to your city, if you live anywhere in the world, hopefully we'll be there soon.
Before we wrap this up, because I know you guys are very busy, you're in the studio right now. What is something you either want to tell your fans, whether it's personal or if there's something that, is going on right now? Whatever you guys want to tell people, now is the time to do it.
Well, whether you just found out about us or you've been a diehard and been with us for, however long over the past 10 years or however long you've known us, just thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for coming to shows. Thanks for buying t-shirts. Thanks for giving a blank. I don't know if we can swear.
Swear and we will bleep it.
Because we couldn't do it without you, and you guys are the reason that we get to do this for a living, and we're not going to stop unless you guys stop caring. So thank you.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it, and so does everybody watching. We will keep up to date with everything you have going on, and everyone make sure you check them out on Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, all that, and be sure to check out their upcoming tour dates so you can see them live and in person. Thank you guys.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
That's our show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us here at PA Rehearsal Studios for Sounds of the Underground. We will see you next week.